Hey there, Lincoln here from BoWacademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about SBE Switchback Energy, the SPAC that's taken Chargepoint public. So if you haven't heard of Switchback Energy or Special Purpose Acquisition Companies, SPACs, we've covered SPACs in many videos in the past, so you should go check those out. Chargepoint is a very exciting company that I'm very bullish on, and in this video we're going to cover exactly why. But first, I want to tell you a story to help you understand why Chargepoint is such a great opportunity for the future. So in the business world, especially in the startup community, there's a saying that goes as follows. You can either mine for gold or you can sell pickaxes. During the California gold rush, successful businessmen did not mine for gold. Instead, what they did was sell pickaxes. These were men such as Levi Strauss and Samuel Brannan. You might have heard of them. They were smart enough to realize that they had better chances at making lots of money from this gold rush by selling the pickaxes that enabled people to go mine for gold. Those people who wanted to mine for gold needed pickaxes, and these guys knew that they could sell it to them and let them do the hard work of gold mining. Of course, finding success gold mining was not easy. Once it was all said and done, it turns out that those people who sold the pickaxes did much better than those people who chose to mine for gold on average. In other words, mining for gold was more glamorous because you had the opportunity to actually extract real gold from the earth. And if you could do that successfully, you could find riches. But for the majority of people, it turned out to be a worse return on capital and labor than selling the supplies that enabled gold mining. That means that in the gold rush, if you had chosen to sell pickaxes and other supplies that allowed people to actually go mine for gold, you would have had better chances at finding success than those people who actually mined for gold. In this video, let's discuss the current gold rush and the pickaxes that we can invest in instead of mining for gold. The current gold rush consists of the market for electric vehicles, the investors who are rushing to invest in the car makers, and the infrastructure companies that enable these electric vehicles. Unfortunately, experience and history tells us that most of these EV car companies are going to fail. And I don't want any parts of that. When it comes to the electric vehicle car makers, I will stick with Tesla, the clear market maker. But what about the pickaxes in this gold rush? Which of these companies can we invest in that are enabling this future technology? Before we continue, let's define what a pickaxe is in a gold rush. In a gold rush, the pickaxes are the things that support the mining of gold. Also, the pickaxes are those things that support the market for gold. So once the gold is mined, how do we actually sell it and make a profit? In this current electric vehicle gold rush, I see two very clear pickaxes, and that's Tesla and Chargepoint. The focus of this video is Chargepoint, but before we get to that, I want to talk to you first very briefly about why Tesla is such a special pickaxe. As you may know, Tesla is building the most sexy, luxurious electric vehicles out there, but they are not only a car company. They are building and supplying the pickaxes that will continue to enable the electric vehicle future. And that's what makes them so special. Tesla is building arguably the best batteries for electric vehicles, but they're also building out solar panels. They're building out the electric vehicle charging grid around the nation and around the world. Those things enable the electric vehicle future. Those things are pickaxes that enable this gold rush. And at the same time that they're building out the electric vehicles, mining for gold, and building out the infrastructure that enables electric vehicles, they are also leveraging their cars to collect the most data that will enable autonomous driving in the future. And if they succeed at collecting all of this data and actually enabling full autonomous driving in the future, they will be able to lease out their software and all of their data to other electric vehicle car companies that want to enable autonomous driving in their cars too. That is very special, but that's what most analysts who cover Tesla miss about the future potential of Tesla. They think that Tesla is only a car company. What they're missing is that Tesla is much more than a car company. They're a software technology company. And if they continue on their current path, they will be able to collect recurring revenue for all of the software and data that they can lease out to other companies in the future. And I am very excited for that and their other pickaxes. So what about Chargepoint? What makes Chargepoint a special pickaxe for this current electric vehicle gold rush? Before we get to Chargepoint and why I'm investing $29,000 in the company, if you're enjoying this video so far, remember to like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment below what your thoughts are on Tesla and Chargepoint, especially Chargepoint, because that's the focus of this video. And if you want to help the channel grow and get more direct access to me and get direct answers to your investment questions, then join our Patreon community at patreon.boacademy.org. You will get more frequent access to my portfolio updates, the stocks that I'm following, and the SPACs that I'm following, and you will have a chance at winning $200 every month just for being a loyal and engaged patron. And of course, you will get to engage with the rest of the community members, so I hope to see you over at patreon.boacademy.org. Now let's get back to Chargepoint. About 4 weeks ago, Chris from our Patreon community brought Chargepoint and SBE Switchback Energy, the SPAC that's taking the company public, to my attention when he asked me to look into it for him. And after looking into the data, I became very bullish on Chargepoint and decided to invest in Switchback Energy so that when the SPAC merger is complete, I would have shares of Chargepoint in the future. Chargepoint, the clear market leader in this space, has previously raised $660 million from private investors and is now ready to go public through the SPAC merger with Switchback Energy. And this SPAC deal values Chargepoint at $2.4 billion. Unlike the EV car companies you've heard of, Chargepoint already has revenue because it has products on the market already. They have the largest EV charging stations in the world, and their business model is incredibly promising. They sell their charging machines to businesses and entrepreneurs to build their own charging stations, and on top of that, they charge them a recurring fee for the software that runs those charging machines. So Chargepoint makes the money up front when they sell their charging machines, and then they continue to make more money from those charging machines as they continue to be used. And the more EV cars that are sold on the market, the more the demand for charging stations continue to grow. So Chargepoint stands to profit from this gold rush no matter which electric car maker succeeds. So Tesla can win, Nikola can win, Hyliion can win, Fisker can win, GM can win, Ford, Toyota, they can all win. But Chargepoint doesn't care. It doesn't matter to them because they all can be charged using Chargepoint's charging stations. And if you want to charge your car at home, Chargepoint provides that product too. You can buy a Chargepoint charger for your home garage. All of that is what makes Chargepoint the perfect pickaxe for this EV gold rush. And that's why I'm so bullish on the company. That's why I'm investing $29,000 into this company. Imagine having an opportunity to invest in gas stations such as Exxon or Shell when gas cars were just getting started back in the day, right? Because those gas stations don't care which car company succeeds. They all need to be fueled by gas. And in fact, there have been many car companies that have failed over the years. But the leading gas stations have been around forever, and they haven't cared which car companies win or fail. They don't care which car company goes bankrupt. All they care is that gas cars are on the road and people need gas. So as long as people need gas, these gas stations continue to win. That's what made these oil companies so valuable. They were the ultimate pickaxes for the gas cars. But now we have the opportunity to invest in the ultimate pickaxe for electric vehicles, and we're at the very beginning of the transition to the electric vehicle future. Let's be clear, most businesses fail. That means that most of these EV car companies are going to fail. There's only going to be a few of them that continue to succeed into the future and continue to be competitive with the market leader. So as an EV investor, I'm going to invest in the market leader in the car manufacturers, which is Tesla. And then I'm going to invest in the leading pickaxe maker, which is Chargepoint, because they provide the energy for these electric vehicles. So we've established what makes Chargepoint a special pickaxe in this gold rush. Now let's take a deeper look at how the company works, what they provide for consumers and for businesses, and then look at their revenue, the competition, and the SPAC deal, as well as the company's fact sheet, which includes its notable awards and customers. Chargepoint's tagline is "The electric revolution is here. Our obsession? Making it easy." These are some of the things that the company offers to make the electric energy gold rush easier for everyone involved. Premium EV charging for customers and employees. Intelligent, flexible charging solutions to meet all of a business's fleet needs. We make it easy to charge everywhere. Access hundreds of thousands of places to charge with one account. We do it all, the company says. We're the only network with an integrated portfolio of hardware, cloud services, and support delivering the smoothest possible experience for all businesses and drivers. When everything works together, EV charging is better for everyone. Since 2007, Chargepoint has delivered over 83.7 million charges to EV cars. The company says that smart charging is and always has been our sole focus. After more than a decade and millions of charges delivered, we're still pioneering new ways to make electric mobility the easy choice. So all of that was marketing speak directly from the company themselves. Now let's look into the numbers that make up the business, the revenues. ChargePoint is the de facto leader for EV charging stations in North America, where it owns 73% of the market. ChargePoint is expanding in Europe as it currently operates in 16 European markets. ChargePoint earns the revenue in North America and Europe from these three areas: network charging stations, which are the hundreds of thousands of charging stations around the world, subscriptions and support, and other services. In 2019, ChargePoint reported a loss of $133 million on revenue of $147 million. While its 2020 projected revenues are expected to fall slightly to $135 million due to the current pandemic, the company still has a decent expected profit margin of 24% for the year. That brings ChargePoint's projected gross profit for 2020 to $33 million. Over the next 7 years, the company projects 60% compound annual revenue growth. By 2027, ChargePoint expects its revenue to exceed $2 billion. That's $2 billion with a B. In the same time period, the company expects its gross profit margins to grow to and stabilize around 40%. These are very convincing numbers for the prospects of this company, and this is why I'm so bullish on it. When it comes to competition, while there's a great deal of competition in the market, ChargePoint plans to maintain its position in managing the underlying software, networking, and services it's established as a central part of its business. Most of ChargePoint's current revenues come from its hardware sales, with recurring software and services revenue making up a relatively narrow slice. But over the next 6 years, it anticipates growing that recurring revenue to account for nearly half of the total. That 49% of recurring revenues will be key to the company's future and set it apart from competition. ChargePoint's competition doesn't come anywhere close to it. One of their competition that you might have heard for, Blank Charging, is on the market, but Blank has nowhere near as many charging stations as ChargePoint. And of the charging stations they have, their customers do not like them. They have terrible ratings on all of the app stores, and their charging stations have been reported to be badly managed. So I'm not too concerned about competition in this space when it comes to ChargePoint. Now let's talk about previous private investors who have backed ChargePoint over the years. ChargePoint has raised $660 million over its 13-year life from investors including American Electric Power, Braemar Energy Ventures, Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, Chevron Technology Ventures, Clear Vision, GIC, Lens Capital and Quantum Energy Partners, and $127 million of this total comes from its most recent fundraising just in August. Now let's discuss the SPAC deal. Switchback Energy raised $300 million in its IPO, in its initial public offering. That money is in the trust fund and will go to ChargePoint once the deal is complete. Switchback Energy also raised $225 million from PIPE investors, private investments in public equities. If you don't know what PIPE investments are, we've covered that previously in another video, so go watch that video if you don't know what those are yet. The PIPE investments had an offering price of $10 per share, which is the same baseline price for the stock price on the market today. All in all, the SPAC deal is going to raise $500 million that's going to fund ChargePoint's commercial, fleet, and residential businesses. We're almost done and we're going to cover notable partners and notable awards for ChargePoint. But before we get to that, if you're enjoying this video, remember to like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment below what your thoughts are on ChargePoint and Tesla and Pickaxes and gold mining. And of course, if you want to help the channel grow, join us at patreon.boacademy.org. Now let's take a look at ChargePoint's fact sheets. There's a lot to cover on this fact sheet, so let's just go over a brief summary of their awards and their partners and their notable customers. In 2019, ChargePoint won the following awards: London Business Awards for Social Impact International Company, Actera Award for Environmental Innovation. In 2018, ChargePoint won the Global Clean Tech Hall of Fame Award. And then there's many more awards for 2017, 2016, 15, 14, 13, 2012, 2011, and 2010. They just won so many awards. In 2010, they won the Time Magazine 50 Best Inventions Award. In 2011, they won the top ranking and top overall score in Pike Research Report of the EV Supply Equipment Industry. That's a mouthful, but it's an award. Then for a brief summary of their partners, they have BMW, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Hyundai, Nissan, Toyota, Volkswagen, just about everyone. And for notable customers, they have 3M, Dell, eBay, GM, Google, LinkedIn, Johnson & Johnson. And for retail and hospitality, they have Kohl's, Safeway, Target, the Ritz-Carltons, they have Whole Foods. And then for cities, they have San Jose, NYC, and so many more. And of course, government, utilities, and other regional and national parking service providers as their customers. So there's so much here to cover on their fact sheets, and I'll probably cover more of this on another video, but that was a brief summary of what you need to know. So in summary, I'm very bullish on ChargePoint, and I'm invested in the companies that are building the best pickaxes for the electric vehicle and energy gold rush. That's Tesla and that's ChargePoint. Those two are the best pickaxes that I have found in this market. And I'm very bullish on both of these companies, especially ChargePoint, because they don't care which car company succeeds in the future. As I said before, most of these car companies are going to fail in the future. So I don't want to try to pick the winners as investments. I will just pick the market leader and then go for the best pickaxe in the market, which is ChargePoint. They don't care who wins. No matter which electric car company makes the cars, all of them will need to be charged by someone. And that someone is going to be ChargePoint because they have an overwhelming lead in the market. So if you're interested in investing in ChargePoint, you can invest in the SPAC SBE Switchback Energy, which is taking it public sometime this Q4 of 2020. So if you want to get in on ChargePoint, you can invest in SBE. That's the stock ticker symbol for Switchback Energy, the SPAC. And whatever you do, remember to always practice the bull mentality. The bull mentality is that we know what we invest in. We understand what we invest in. We believe in what we invest in, and we hold for the long term because that's how we build wealth in this country. That's how we give ourselves the best chance at success on the stock market. So I plan to hold ChargePoint for the long term. I'm very bullish on this company, and I can't wait for the merger to complete between Switchback Energy and ChargePoint to take ChargePoint public. I will continue to cover ChargePoint, so if you're interested in that, like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment below what your thoughts are on ChargePoint, Switchback Energy, and all of these SPACs that are taking these electric vehicle companies public. And don't forget to join our Patreon community if you want to help the channel grow and get more access to me and get direct answers to your investing questions, as well as have a chance at winning $200 every month just for being a loyal and engaged patron. And of course, you will get merch such as mugs and stickers and maybe t-shirts in the future, and you will get to engage with the rest of the community members. So I hope to see you over in the community at patreon.bullacademy.org. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.